Hey you, I'm Sarah Turner. I'm a freelance medical copywriter and copywriting mentor, and I've been doing this a long time. And so I want to give you my top 7 tips of pieces that you should really have in your copywriting portfolio, because this is going to make a huge difference. But before we get started, I do want to point out that when you are getting started as a copywriter, this can feel really overwhelming and intimidating. And you might even think, why even bother? I don't have the portfolio pieces that I need to show that I'm good at what I do, and so why even bother get started? So I want to smash that, negative self-talk right away and remind you that your portfolio is living, breathing. It's something that should always be updated and changed. It's never going to be the same. And as you get better, you're going to put new, more improved pieces into your copywriting portfolio. So don't let this overwhelm you. Just remember that you're always going to be improving this. Another thing I'd like to remind you is that you don't need 500 pieces on your website as your portfolio. In fact, I want to discourage you from doing that. I really think the magic number is between like 3 to 6, because ultimately most clients are not going to go digging through your portfolio. They're going to want to see pretty quickly what the wins are, what it is that they, connect with, and that's about it. So you want kind of a variety of what you do, but you really don't want everything that you do, right? So let's get a little bit more specific. First things first, your own website copy is part of your portfolio. Immediately, a client is going to start reading your website copy and ask themselves subconsciously, is this person a good fit for me? So your website copy is a piece of your portfolio, really, truly. So even if you don't have, star clients or big names or even direct response results, go ahead and put all of your energy into writing some really killer website copy, because that is going to speak volumes. And the way that you make it effective is really by touching on their pain points, making it about them and the problems that you're going to solve for them. The next piece I want to encourage you to have is a piece that speaks directly to your ideal client. So for example, if it's e-commerce, you want product descriptions, even if you write product descriptions for a fictitious company. This is not to lie or to mislead. Obviously, you would say, this is a made-up company, but I wanted to showcase my product description skills. Make sure that the types of copy that you have on your website are relevant to the people that you are trying to reach. The next kind of piece I want to encourage you to have in your portfolio is a full piece of copy. Don't just include snippets. For example, if you are going to write blogs or website copy, have a link out to a live page or a live blog that they can go and visit and read in full. You can take a screenshot and display it from there so they can see it's on a different website from just your own or your own personal blog. That adds credibility and authority because it tells them that it's for an actual client. So if you have that, include the full piece of copy. You can also include it on the website if it's not going to actually impact SEO. Obviously, people love to get into debates about how much of an impact that has, but I would encourage you to at least have one piece of full copy on your portfolio, whether it links out or whether it's actually hosted on the website itself. A piece of email copy is great for this because email isn't used. You don't need SEO for email, for example. So an email that you wrote for a client would be hosted within their email platform, and then you could very easily put it as a portfolio piece for you and not affect their SEO. The next kind of portfolio piece I want to encourage you is your biggest result. And now I want to remind you, it's important to go back to your clients and ask for those results. You want to go to them and say, hey, I'm checking in on the opt-in conversion, or I would love to know more about the open rates we've been getting for these emails. Any sort of number you can get from a client to include in your portfolio, always with permission, is going to be so helpful in establishing authority and credibility around how effective your copy actually is. So don't be afraid to ask for those big results. We got a little Loki shadow right there. I think he's ready to play. Okay, but moving on. The next one is a big name client. If you have somebody who is well known in your industry, or even not well known, but as soon as somebody looked them up, they would think, oh, we're in the same industry. Include that in your portfolio. I really love including all the logos of the different clients I've had over the years because I find that that is super helpful in just quickly showcasing that you have a lot of experience with a lot of different types of clients within your niche. Another thing that you should definitely include as a part of your portfolio is a raving review. Now, keep in mind when you're starting out, it might not even be about a piece of copy. It actually might be about how wonderful it is to work with you. So if that is all that you've got right now, go ahead and use it in your portfolio because that speaks volumes. People want freelancers who are reliable, who show up, and who are a pleasure to work with. Do not underestimate how powerful that is. The next thing is a case study. I would love to encourage you when you've got a client that you've been working with for a few months or maybe on one big project, a launch, whatever it is, take the time to actually write out an effective case study that showcases all the ways you helped them, the different numbers that you achieved, and the end results. That is super powerful and can go so far in your portfolio. Now, I want to leave you with some bonus tips because I remember what it was like to get started as a copywriter, and I want you to know that you can start with whatever you have for your portfolio right now. So here are some ideas of how to get those initial portfolio pieces. First, you can trade. If you know somebody in your life, and we all do, who runs a business, trade for that initial portfolio piece. Maybe it's a yoga studio, maybe it's the person who does your hair, maybe it's a vendor from your wedding, maybe it's the babysitter, whoever. Make sure that you are looking within your immediate network because you already have built somewhat of a rapport with them and you can ask to do maybe a trade. In the same vein, consider reaching out to friends and family. This is a wonderful place to start, and we all have somebody in our lives who could use copy. You can also create and publish on a website like Medium. Medium is a good place to get started. Just make sure that you're not writing a journal entry and you're actually using copywriting techniques and driving an action, even if that action is to come and visit your website. Ultimately, I want to encourage you to get started with whatever you have and remind yourself that you're always going to be growing and improving. It's really okay. I promise you can get so far just by putting one foot in front of the other and knowing that you are building momentum. I hope that helps. If it does, hit that thumbs up button. I would love to hear from you in the comments, and please don't forget to subscribe. I am putting out videos weekly and always taking in what it is that you guys need from me. Thanks, guys.